UI7 News, the Graduate Employees Organization at the University of Illinois continued their strike on campus. We talk with a GEO member about where the sides stand.
Then, the Illini Hillel Center and the Illini Challah for Hunger team up to raise money for Parkland shooting victims.
And later, Champaign-Urbana gets ready for unofficial St. Patrick's Day at the U of I.
UI7 News starts now.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio at the University of Illinois campus, UI7 News, your U of I news source.
Hello, I'm Samantha McQueen.
And I'm Jian Kim, and this is your 5:30 edition of UI7 News.
Countless classes at the University of Illinois are canceled and no deal has been reached since the Graduate Employee Organization went on strike 48 hours ago.
The GEO continues to fight for a new contract that would include a tuition waiver. UI7's Stella Yu has more on how this all started.
After 11 months of bargaining with the University of Illinois, around 600 members of the GEO has been on strike since Monday.
Right now, what's at stake is making sure that everybody in our union is financially secure, making sure that we have health care that actually covers things, making sure that we have tuition waivers if we are employed.
With the strike in place, classes run by graduate students have been canceled throughout this week.
We're withholding our labor, we're not teaching classes, we're not grading papers, we're not answering emails. What we're doing instead is going on strike, so that means standing out here and picketing the building.
The GEO is fighting the administration to ensure current teacher assistants and graduate assistants can continue to provide high-quality education.
Our main two challenges right now are trying to get the administration bargaining team to put into the contract that our tuition waivers are guaranteed, not a matter of eligibility.
Anda is a first-generation college student who came to the university with the promise of a tuition waiver.
I'm out here because I really want the administration to recognize how important it is that so many students across campus need this tuition waiver so that they can be here.
GEO members have exhausted multiple bargaining methods to enact change within their existing contract.
We've done a lot to try to get traction at the table, and we're going to keep doing more until something happens.
The members of the GEO will continue to strike until the university makes the right changes to the contract.
We don't want people to be admitted just because they can pay for their education. We want people to be admitted based on great scholarship and a desire to teach and learn.
The GEO strike is on its third day, standing and fighting until the administration's corporate agenda is aligned with the GEO's requests. In Champaign, Stella Yu, UI7 News.
Thank you for that, Stella. Joining us now is GEO member Silas Casanelli. This is Silas's second time witnessing a GEO strike.
So thank you for being here with us today. Just a quick question. The university has not made any statements since the provost email on Monday. Has there been any new bargaining sessions between the GEO and the university?
I can't speak to that specifically because I'm not on the bargaining team, but I do know that the GEO bargaining team is ready to bargain in good faith and they're ready to return to the table. But what we're out there for is we're trying to fight for our tuition waiver protections. We're trying to fight for a living wage, and most of our concerns right now have to do with protecting education, not just for graduate students, but keeping education accessible for all students and making sure that the quality of education on this campus is as high as possible.
And as we mentioned earlier, this is your second strike that you've seen. So how is this one different than the last one?
Well, at the end of day 3, the strike has already gone on longer than the one in 2009, so that's already different. We've seen tremendous energy and support from the community, tremendous solidarity coming from PhD and master's graduate student colleagues. And this year, we were very active in receiving departmental support in the form of letters directed to the university in support of GEO, encouraging future bargaining and bargaining in good faith. So that's been wonderful.
Okay. What would be the GEO's end goal What is it that you're like hoping for immediately?
Yeah, we are going to stay out on strike until we can get a more fair contract on living wage and tuition waiver protections. And we're doing that because we've said it time and time again, we are fighting for the soul of public education. And we want the University of Illinois to be able to recruit and retain really strong graduate employees so that the education for undergraduates continues to be high. We really care about our students. We want to be back in the classroom, but we need to settle and get a fair contract on those economic issues, those wages and those tuition waiver protections.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck to you and your team.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for being here with us.
Yes, thank you for joining us today, Silas.
250 students and alumni met with legislators in Springfield today for its annual day at the Capitol. They advocated for the University of Illinois system. President Tim Killeen and other system leaders are advocating for full funding for the university. Illinois State Representative Carol Emmons spoke about taking action.
We must be determined. Determination to excel and be excellent. What our life will be about is what we do in this moment, and all of the people that will come behind us that will benefit from our actions. So let us not forget about the other people.
This was the group's first ever State House rally in the Capitol Rotunda.
Countless people are worried tonight as President Trump plans to cancel the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, or DACA, starting on March 5th. This decision could change the fate of about 50,000 undocumented immigrants in Illinois alone. UI7's Shani Benezra is here with us. Shani?
Yes, thank you. DACA students at the University of Illinois say that they're experiencing stress and anxiety about what their future holds. There is less than a week away from Trump's deadline to get rid of the program that allows temporary protection for undocumented children here in the U.S. Here is more on how some DACA students feel and what the community is doing to support them.
There's definitely a lot more uncertainty of what's going to happen tomorrow. We're really just living day by day because so much happens from one day to the next. Coming into college, I had no idea DACA was going to be rescinded.
There are so many false narratives about immigrants that unfortunately overshadows the reality of the lives of these individuals. We do have to educate our campus, and that's why we are taking that step in providing the undocumented DACA ally training to our student, staff, and faculty, so they understand what is DACA, they understand the policies behind DACA, they are aware of if changes might happen, there may be students who will affect in their classrooms. They are more than an immigration issue.
I really want to help in this movement, but I'm scared going to, lobbying at the Capitol. I'm scared to go to a rally. There's spaces where you just feel scared, but you don't have to be there. That's where you have friends, that's where you have people that are very different from you that can be there for you. And that's the idea of having allies. You're not alone. You're definitely not alone.
What we want is a Clean Dream Act with a path for citizenship, not border walls, not an end to legal immigration. All we want is for these people to be protected. They were brought as children. They have done nothing wrong, and they're being punished for something that they have had no control over.
They want to rescind it because of hate. That's just really an issue because they're not really understanding what it means to be a DACA student, or who they really are and what they have to offer to the country and as people. But just seeing the support, I'm a freshman too, so having that first impression that the community is with you, it was really great to see.
There is controversy over whether Trump can actually stop accepting renewals for DACA applicants. A lower court ruled against it, and the Supreme Court is sticking with them.
Experts say this buys Congress more time to create a permanent solution for Dreamers. But the uncertainty for the Dreamers' futures will continue as the case unfolds. Candidates running in the upcoming Illinois primary election are also weighing in on the issue. The Champaign County Young Democrats hosted a forum on Monday for the candidates running for Illinois' 13th district on foreign policy and immigration. Candidates say they hope to see Congress pass a bill to protect dreamers before they become elected.
When we look at comprehensive immigration reform, for me, the bottom line is the path to citizenship, is it practical, is it fair, and is it humane?
The primary election is on March 20th.
Coming up after the break, one organization on campus is allowing students to turn in their cheap gear.
And later, there's been 3 deaths since the unofficial started in 1996, and some city officials are calling for it to end.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
It's that time of the year again. Happy unofficial, Illini.
But wait, it's also Oscar weekend.
So let's get the party started the best way we know.
Good Morning Illini is live again this Friday, and we can't wait to show you what we have planned.
Give us a like on Facebook.
Or follow us on Twitter.
And of course, subscribe to our YouTube page, where you can always see GMI live streaming Fridays at 9 a.m.
Let's start this Friday morning off great. Good morning, Illini.
Preparations are underway for unofficial St. Patrick's Day on the University of Illinois campus. Unofficial St. Patrick's Day will take place this Friday. UI7's Olivia Schmidt shows us what kind of preparations are underway.
It comes every year on the first Friday of March, a sea of thousands of students wearing green to celebrate unofficial St. Patrick's Day.
It's really just about fun. People just have fun. And of course, they like the green beer too.
Unofficial is a day filled with binge drinking and public intoxication.
We're talking about, a culture that promotes waking up and drinking all day.
Last year, 23-year-old U of I student Jonathan Morales fell to his death from an apartment balcony. He was the third student to die since the event started in 1996.
Tragedies like that really are eye-opening, and students need to realize they are not invincible.
To keep the community safe, Mayor Finan and Mayor Marlin created emergency orders to limit liquor license holders during the entire weekend.
Bar owners won't be able to sell alcohol in pitchers like these or in glass containers. Special pricing and discounts won't be allowed either.
CAM's owner Eric Meyer says he makes 2.5 times more than he normally does on unofficial, but says he wouldn't mind if it came to an end.
It could go away. It really could. And I don't have a problem with that.
Since 2007, there's been over 2,500 tickets given, and city officials say they've had enough.
Any injury or, God forbid, any loss of life is just unacceptable.
In Champaign-Urbana, Olivia Schmidt, UI7 News.
U of I officials are not happy about the event. An email was sent out this morning to the campus community from campus administrators saying the university does not support or condone these celebrations. And academic business will continue as usual on unofficial St. Patrick's Day. The email goes on to say instructors are encouraged to not cancel classes on March 2nd.
There's more controversy tonight over apparel that includes Chief Illini Weck. A campus group is offering students an opportunity to turn in their Chief apparel. The Women's Resource Center and Native American House is allowing students to trade in apparel this week. The group says they are collecting all Chief-inspired apparel, no questions asked, and in return, students will receive Illini gear. Students on campus are supporting the event.
I think it's a really cool concept that you can go and get rid of your Chief stuff. Clearly, I don't wear my Chief stuff anymore since of the controversial topic, so I think it's cool.
I think it's been a topic that has been talked about for a really long time, and I think the Women's Resource Center is helping bring light to the campus of what is actually happening and really.
The Native American House and the Women's Resource Center should be inclusive places. They should be safe spaces where anyone can go and express their opinion and their words in a safe environment.
Not everyone will be taking advantage of the opportunity. President of the Honor the Chief Society, Ivan Dozer, says the event is not fostering inclusiveness. Students are welcome to trade in their Chief gear all week during opening hours at the Women's Resource Center and the Native American House until March 9th.
Some U of I students are raising money for the victims of the Parkland shooting that left 17 dead 2 weeks ago. UI7's Allie Mae has more on the efforts.
Many across the country are feeling distraught in the aftermath of the horrendous Parkland shooting on Valentine's Day. Parkland, Florida, a predominantly Jewish community, is receiving support around the nation and even here from the U of I. The Hillel Student Board and Illini Chala for Hunger teamed up to put on a bake sale fundraiser for victims of the shooting. The fundraiser falls on the Jewish holiday Purim. One student says that it's a holiday for giving.
So a big part of Purim is donating items or money to people less fortunate. There's a term called mishloach manot, where you donate little packages of food or things to people who are less fortunate than you.
The president of the Illini Chala for Hunger says that the bakery item being sold for $1 is a Jewish dessert called hamantashen.
Oh, a hamantashen is a cookie. It's like a triangular shape kind of. There's like 3 folded edges, kind of looks like a hat almost, and there's different fillings that you can put in. A lot of the more traditional ones would be either like chocolate or like a raspberry or like poppy seeds. And so there's just different, you can literally put anything as the filling, and then you fold the edges up and it looks like a little triangle, and they're just cookies. They're really good.
Just behind me, volunteers from the Illini Hillel are selling hamantashen on the quad today. The program director at Hillel told UI7 why this fundraiser was important for them to do.
We saw the images coming out of Florida, the videos coming out of Florida, and it really hit home. This is an area that is about 40% Jewish at this school, so it definitely, a lot of our students felt a very close connection to it, so we started to look at how we could support the community down there.
All proceeds will go to the Stoneman Douglas Victims Fund to support victims of the Parkland, Florida shooting. In Champaign-Urbana, I'm Allie Mae, UI7 News.
Coming up, a look at the rainy weather and how the spring temperatures affect our roads.
Then Zach Barakat joins us for sports.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I know, I
stick to
heard, I
that.
heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
Family.
Spring is finally here, but that means potholes are too.
As the winter season comes to a close, the freezing and thawing of the roads causes potholes to form, and Champaign-Urbana residents are not happy with current road conditions.
The streets in this town are abhorrent. I mean, there are potholes everywhere, and they're not just small potholes, they're holes your car can fall into.
Urbana and Champaign Public Works are acting upon the issue.
Now, recently we've had some heavy rains. Those are usually the best recipe for the creation of potholes. And spring is on its way, and it's something that we have to deal with every year. And the crews have been out systematically going over various routes, filling every pothole they can.
Vehicles continuously dip into potholes, unable to avoid them.
On the corner of Locust and John, I can see at least 10 to 15 deep potholes, and this has been a significant issue every winter leading into spring.
Diana Gonzalez says filling up tires constantly is frustrating to her.
It's kind of really funny because you'd think with all the construction they're doing everywhere else, I know it's for the buses and everything, but there are a lot of main streets that have really big potholes that don't make a lot of sense because they get a lot of traffic. So you'd think those would be the main streets that get fixed.
Champaign and Urbana Public Works continue to clean out and fill potholes the rest of the winter season. In Champaign-Urbana, I'm Samantha McQueen, UI7 News.
And now, UI7's Lena Marie has more on the weather.
Today we woke up with sunshine, but those rain clouds definitely came in, and it's looking to be a rainy evening, carrying on to tomorrow. Sticking with local temperatures, here in Champaign-Urbana, we're looking at around 54 degrees. Moving north in Rantoul, they're looking at around 59 degrees, a little warmer than us, and down south in Mattoon-Charleston, they're sitting at around 51 degrees. Moving to the Midwest, starting up in Chicago, they're looking at around 54 degrees. Going a little bit south in Indianapolis, they're sitting at around 57, a little bit warmer. And down in Louisville, they're also sitting at 57 degrees. Now let's talk national temperatures. Starting in Minneapolis, they're looking at around 41 degrees, which is a lot cooler than us. But also moving south in Dallas, they're at around 70 degrees, which is a lot warmer than us. Let's move to the East Coast. Boston, New York City, they're sitting around 59 degrees. And let's go to the west. In LA, they're sitting at around 58 degrees. Now let's talk about tonight. Tonight, we're sitting at around 54 degrees, the same temperatures as right now, but that rain cloud does not leave. And the east-southeast winds are sitting at around 7 miles per hour. Now tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're sitting at around 50 degrees with light rain, and those rain clouds definitely don't go away, and it's definitely a lot windier. It's north-northwest winds are sitting at around 18 miles per hour. Now let's look at the 5-day forecast. We've talked about Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are looking a lot sunnier, but those temperatures have dropped just a little. Students are looking to have a nice sunny weekend for the unofficial St. Patrick's Day, so this sun is exactly what they're looking for.
Thank you, Lena. We'll be back with sports.
Families come in all sizes and shapes. Sometimes your friends are your family by choice, or sometimes you're just stuck with Uncle Charles. But what we know is that you want to protect the people that are close to you, but the flu can unravel everything. Your flu vaccine protects you and your family. No matter what draws your family together, protect yourself, protect your family. Everyone needs a flu vaccine.
morning, Illini.
Hey, good morning, Illini, and selamat pagi.
Good morning, Illini.
Fighting Illini men's basketball team are kicking off their Big Ten tournament run right now. The team is currently in New York, where they are playing Iowa at Madison Square Garden. The last time these two teams played, the game went into overtime. The winner of this game will match up against number 5 seeded Michigan on March 1st. The men are coming off a solid outing against Purdue last Thursday. Freshman guard Trent Frazier was named to the all-freshman team and received honorable mention for all Big Ten team honors. Redshirt junior LaRon Black was also honorable mention for the all Big Ten team selection. Senior guard Aaron Jordan was named as the Illinois Big Ten Sportsmanship honoree. The 2017-2018 All Big Ten men's first team selected by the Big Ten coaches includes Miles Bridges of Michigan State, James Palmer Jr. of Nebraska, Ohio State's Keita Bates-Diop, Tony Carr of Penn State, and Purdue's Carson Edwards. The Illini women's basketball team kicked off the Big Ten tournament in Indianapolis at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. The 14th seeded Illini faced number 11 seeded Penn State. The game started at 3 o'clock Central Time today. The Penn State Nittany Lions defeated Illinois, so they will move on. Alex Whittinger on the women's team was named to the All Big Ten second team. Whittinger is the Illini's top scorer on the season, averaging 14.8 points per game and 8.9 rebounds per game. Illini redshirt sophomore Sydney Kinslow was named Illinois Sportsmanship Award honoree on the women's side. The Fighting Illini football team will start their spring practice this upcoming Monday. The team will have 15 days of spring practice. Their last practice will take place on Saturday, April 7th. This will be the only practice the public can attend. Meanwhile, according to the Inquirer, Illini freshman DT Vertus Brown will sit out spring practice. He is the second highest ranked Illini in the class of 2018. Brown graduated from high school early and enrolled into the university in January. The team has 24 new signees, and Brown is one of the 2 four-star athletes in this class. Former Illini football player Vontae Davis will now be playing for the Buffalo Bills after spending the last 6 seasons with the Indianapolis Colts. Davis graduated from the U of I in 2008. In golf news, the Fighting Illini men's golf team finished second at the Louisiana Classics on Tuesday. The team had solid outings from sophomore Brian Baumgarten and seniors Nick Hardy and Dylan Meyer, who all finished in the top 10. Texas A&M took home the title. The Illini men's team will be in Las Vegas for 3 days at the Southern Highlands Collegiate March 5th through March 7th. The Illini women's golf team finished 9th place for their first tournament of the spring season at the Westbrook Spring Invitational. Senior Donna Gatone and junior Bing Singsumali tied for the 24th overall, with sophomore Tristan Nowlin finishing 31st overall. Oklahoma won this tournament. The team goes to California next for the Meadows Club Women's Intercollegiate, which takes place March 5th and 6th. The men's tennis team is currently ranked 9th according to the Oracle ITA rankings. The team lost their matchup this past Sunday against the Kentucky Wildcats. They now have 6 wins and 4 losses on the season. Their next matchup is Friday night against TCU at the Atkins Tennis Center. Former Illini men's tennis player Kevin Anderson ranks 8th overall in ATP tennis rankings. This is his highest ranking in his career. He graduated from the U of I in 2007. Meanwhile, the women's tennis team is currently ranked number 5 in the nation according to ITA rankings. This is the highest ranking for the program thus far. Junior tennis player Jacqueline Switkiss was named Big Ten Women's Tennis Athlete of the Week on Tuesday. Switkiss helped the Illini take home the 2018 Blue-Gray National Tennis Classic title this past weekend. The Illini will face off against number 14 ranked Northwestern at the Atkins Tennis Center this Friday. It was a blowout game against Penn State, so Penn State moves on. A little update on the men's team. The score is 40-48 with 16 minutes left in the second half, so we'll see if the Illini can get that win.
Thank you very much for that, Zach. Thanks for joining us. So how do you think that, and that wraps up tonight's edition of UI7 News. Thanks for joining us. For more of our stories, please follow us on Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube page. We'll be back next Wednesday with another edition of UI7 News.
Have a great night, Champaign-Urbana.